and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a makeup tutorial for you that's... Well, basically I knew what palette I wanted to use. I wanted to try out actually, it's new to me. I also knew that I wanted to do orange and purple because Halloween. Other than that, this entire thing is just one big adventure, like seriously. So let's just get started. Okay, first off we're going to, really surprisingly, prime the eyelid. I actually haven't done a full eye look, by the way, in like, I don't know, 2 weeks. Like seriously, last week was busy at work, and the week before that I was on vacation, and I used to always be that person who brought like heaps and buckets and like a whole suitcase basically of makeup on vacation, like really. Because, you know, on vacation then I have time to do makeup because I don't have to work and blah blah blah. Until I realized that on vacation I don't actually want to do heaps of makeup because I just want to enjoy my vacation and not be working on my face for, you know, an hour in the morning or an hour or two in the morning to then proceed to go walk in the forest or in a medieval village where no one actually gives a damn about what I look like. Yeah, it just seemed a bit pointless, so I didn't. I just enjoyed my vacation and didn't bother with too much makeup. I just wore whatever I felt like wearing. So yeah, basically I haven't done full makeup in 2 weeks at this point. I did actually do a makeup tutorial last Saturday that will be up... When you're seeing this, when you're seeing this video, that will be up last Thursday, if I'm correct. But that was a body paint right here, so my face wasn't really playing along with it. I was just wearing a bit of eyeliner, that's pretty much it. So yeah, full glam for the first time in 2 weeks. Let's go for it. As said glam makeup, we're going to do it with the Beige Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. Yeah, basically I went to Germany and at the DM they suddenly, like that's a big drugstore in Germany. Pretty cheap too. I really love their stuff. Anyway, but they now have Beige Cosmetics. I had no idea, so that's how I acquired some Beige Cosmetics things that I didn't need, but I saw it and then I wanted it, so I bought it. Which is just how life goes, I guess. But I've seen a lot of YouTubers use this palette because it's very bright and colorful and it supposedly has a pretty good quality for the price. And it's affordable, so it's also, I feel, useful for me to show you because, you know, most people will be able to afford this actually. So yeah, I mean, honestly, of course, this palette just sort of screams like festival and summer, but I want to do a Halloween-ish themed beauty look. So I'm going to do purple and orange this time, and I'm just going to not bother with a transition shade. I want every shade to be very, very vibrant. So instead I'm just going to immediately go on to a purple shade. And the purple we're going to apply in this shape. I'm going, like there's 2 shades of purple in the palette, 2 dark shades of purple. One is more a bit of a lavender. Point being, I'm going to use the coolest one because I just feel like it's more Halloweenish. So yeah, I'm applying it with quite a dense brush because I do want enough color payoff. And I'm just going to blend it inward. Because I'm not completely sure at this point where I want the orange to be. Well, I mean, I know I want the orange in the inner side, but I'm not sure what I want with the eyelid yet. Long story short, I don't want to overdo it with this color and then realize, I actually wanted something else there, because that would be annoying. Yeah, in terms of quality, by the way, I don't know, like I feel like it's performing very good. Basically what I always feel is, you know, like this palette was like 20 euros. So you can't fairly, I feel at least, you can't really fairly compare it to a palette of like Urban Decay or Jeffree Star, for example. You know, the palettes from the range of like 50, 60 euros. That sort of shades, the palettes are just, you know, like you can't really compare a palette to one that's like twice as expensive or more expensive even, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, basically, like of course this does perform a little bit less well than those, but it is a lot cheaper. So instead of applying 1 layer, you're gonna have to apply 2 layers. That's basically it. But that being said, it blends really well, and once you got the pigment on, it's on. Like, it does give off enough color, and the color is very nice and vibrant. Like, this is the first shade I'm using, of course, keep that in mind. But so far I'm pleased, like the shades blend well, and keep in mind I didn't set my primer, so this is on a damp, you know, on a sticky primer, so that is a bit harder to blend on. But it is going smoothly, so I'm very, very pleased. Next up is the orange shade. I'm going to put that in my inner corner crease part. Yeah. Also, by the way, I'm wearing white and now I'm like constantly incredibly nervous of accidentally dropping eyeshadow on my shirt. Like, I don't know, like I never wear white because it's a dangerous color. This sweatshirt is a Bowie sweatshirt. It has a picture of Bowie on it, that's why I bought it. Anyway, it seems to be the only sweatshirt that's white. The only piece of clothing that's white, actually. That actually stays white with me. It's a form of art. I'm the person who once managed to get a pizza stain on her behind. I'm not sure how I managed. Like, I still am not sure how I even did that. I probably dropped it on the floor and then proceeded to sit on it. I always eat pizza sitting on the floor for some reason. It's just comfortable. I don't know. Like, pizza, I need to eat it while sitting on the floor, drinking beer, and also watching gardening shows on TV that I don't actually care about. It's my Saturday evening ritual. I don't know, like, I like doing that. Anyway, so, yeah. But I didn't mean to get a stain on my freaking ass, like, it's... So, you know, basically my point is, you can sort of understand, with that information in mind, why I'm always nervous when I'm wearing white, because I'm very, very clumsy. And then we're going to go on to a smaller brush. I don't know, like, maybe I want to intensify the colors a little bit more. Yes, I'm going to intensify the colors a little bit more by simply going in with a smaller brush and applying it more to the bottom. Because as you can tell, it really just makes them darker. Oh, really? Yes, really. I don't know, like with a smaller brush you're just applying more product and more localized, because I don't want it to be too dark towards the eyebrow. So basically I'm just... You could say I'm using the colors themselves as transition shades. It works. And then just very gently blending it upwards so I don't still go too far upwards. Because again, I don't want it to be full on purple. All the way to the eyebrow. I just heard a weird noise. Is this place haunted? No, it's probably the serial killer from the movie I just watched. Anyway, yeah, just keeping it like that for now. Going a little bit further in. Basically, this is the sort of thing, if you're doing it on yourself, just cater it to your own eye shape. I mean, I'm just doing what looks good on my eye. Obviously. Now wiping down my brush really well on a damp face halo again. And just going into a darker orange shade. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, but you can't really tell, so it's fine for the crease in my opinion. And I'm going over the orange with that because I feel like the original orange I used is just a tad bit too peachy for me. Or at least for the look I'm currently going for. I can imagine it being absolutely gorgeous in a actual summer or early springtime look. No, this is a soft pastel shade. But yeah, I just want a little bit more punch in this look. So I'm just applying that in the inner corner and then just like with purple, just blending it upwards. And I am being a bit more, not rough necessarily, that always sounds a bit unpleasant with makeup. But I'm just being a bit more out there, I guess, with this. Like, I'm almost putting it up to the eyebrow, just because I personally really love the whole blown out inner corner crease on myself. So that's just what I'm going for this time around. And just, of course, making sure that everything is nicely blended together. Then brow bone highlight. I was gonna go for this one because it looks more wearable. This one is more golden, pale gold. And this one is more greenish. And then I remembered my inspiration was Halloween Glam. So we're going to go for the green one because now I also really want to know what it looks like. Next step. No, I don't know how I came up with it either. I just totally did it on the fly. In the Dutch version of this video, I was going to do something of a wing and then it turned to a cut crease and then I decided to do a little hoop in it because, I don't know, I've been meaning to do a weird shape in an eye look for a while, so here we are. Yeah, now the real challenge is going to be to copy this entire abstract art endeavor onto my other eye, preferably in a sort of symmetrical fashion. So yeah, just going to pull that inwards again, like so. And I do want my eye to have this be visible when my eye is open. That made no sense. I don't know how I wanted to form that sentence. The point is, I still want this to be visible when I have my eyes open. So I am pulling it high enough. Also, if you want like full on complete like obviousness of this, like if you want full darkness in this part, then you could do this with an eyeliner instead. However, I just really wanted to give the black eyeshadow a try. Also, what I like about the palette, by the way, is that the two highlighter shades as well as the black, they're actually bigger pans, because you might actually use more of those rather than of all the other shades. And also, if you're only bringing this palette, for example, on travel, you know, when we can actually freely travel again, then you can also just use this as an eyeliner, which is quite nice. You know, just to have the option. Yeah, just pulling this to the wing. Then I realize I'm not making this even with the other eye at all. Symmetry. It's not something I'm excessively good at. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. I can live with it. No, wait, can I? I'll be right back. I'm just going to dive closer to my mirror to fix this. Okay, we're back. I feel like it's sort of symmetrical now. So now I'm just going to make a little loop on the eyelids. Like so. Just carefully darkening that up. Also, if you're doing this on yourself, I can highly recommend actually making sure you have a mirror close by. But for filming purposes, I don't know, I don't like having a mirror half in front of my face half the time. So my mirror is standing like about 50 centimeters away from me. What I'm trying to say is I can barely see what I'm even doing. But yeah, I'm just going to darken this up now. And make it go into a bit of a loop there. Need to be a little bit lower because again this needs to be even with the other eye. And then just filling up the gap I just left. Also, if you continuously go into the eyeshadow with a brush like this, that really like digs into it, you do get a little bit of kickback, or, you know, basically you get a lot of powder that you just ripped out of the eyeshadow pen. Which is not weird, that's just what happens when you really dig into eyeshadow like that, but just keep that in mind. I don't know, and I know some people are bothered by that. I'm personally not all that surprised when I am being this rough with an eyeshadow, but just so you know, I thought I'd mention it. Anyway, I'm just going to blend this upwards and inwards, basically towards the wing. But I don't want to fully cover the purple, so I'm just going to grab a brush with a very pointy tip. Little bit of black eyeshadow, and then I'm very carefully going to blend this inwards. And I am going to grab a mirror closer for that purpose, because otherwise I really can't see what I'm doing. And just make sure it all looks nice and soft. Next random decision in this whole tutorial of randomness. We're gonna blend it out. I'm going to use the edge of the, or the point, I mean, of the pointy brush for that. Because I don't know, like I just feel like with the eyeshadow, because I use eyeshadow and not eyeliner, and also because I still am not quite happy with the symmetry of it, it will look better if I actually blend this out. This is one of those looks where it's like, I don't know what I started doing, but at this point I don't even know what we're heading to. Anyway, at this point I'm going to move on to the small blending brush. And yeah, makeup is an adventure sometimes. And just keep blending until it looks nice and soft and smoky, without covering all the color that's already there. For the eyelids, the only part are still not colored, I'm going to use the second orange shade used, the deep, mildly shimmery orange, and I'm now applying it with a tiny flat brush. It really packs it on. Because I want full intensity there. I don't know, I just feel like the purple is still more in the look otherwise than the orange. And I really do want the orange to also stand out. So we're just stuffing that under. Okay, at this point I think we're actually done with the top part of the eyes. I'm just going to do my foundation real quick and then I'll come back to you for the concealer because I want to do some cleanup as well and I thought it'd take you long for that process. Okay, we're back. Face is almost done. Now I'm just doing the thing under my eye. You can hopefully see the difference between this side and this side. I've already done this side. Also, it's lucky that I'm wearing a high neck shirt because my face is a bit dark because I ran out of my pale foundation and then I had to use the darker version because my my stash of spare makeup is like all the way itchy behind my background system and I didn't feel like grabbing it. So yeah, that's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. Anyway, I'm just using a skin colored concealer, that's just my skin tone at least, on this area. And then in the exact inner corner I'm using a paler shade. It's just Catrice Cosmetics by the way. And then I'm using a concealer brush which is very sharp edged. Not sharp as in painful, but sharp as in I can make a very nice crisp line with this. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of the product on my face, grabbing it on the brush and using that. I never want to use too much product when I do this because I don't want a very thick border of heaped up concealer there that's then going to be very difficult to blend out. And then once that is done, I'm just going to blend all the other concealer out underneath my eye so it just, you know, starts to look like this instead of like a random pale patch. Now, I've also powdered and I also wanted to show another product that I bought. This is the Beige Cosmetics Studio Pro Shade and Define Contour Palette with 10 contour shades. I mean, to be fair, these are more like highlighting shades, I guess. I guess this one could be an under eye highlighter. Might try it out just for fun. But yeah, I actually bought this to use on other people, not just on myself mainly, but I do always try everything out on myself just so I know what to expect. Obviously, if you have very dark skin, then this is probably not going to do it for you. So keep in mind, this is I guess for fair to medium skin types, skin tones, shades. However, is the official terminology. But yeah, like personally, I already have stuff for really dark skin in my kit too, so it's not a big problem. This doesn't have that. But for most of the models for most of the models I work on, this will work. Considering I'm even, well actually, I'm going to try to use this shade, but I might have to use this shade because my foundation is so dark, but we'll just see. Okay, I just applied the yellow shade underneath this eye and it actually works. I hope you can tell on camera. I'm very surprised also at how soft the powder is. It doesn't make me feel like there's heaps of powder underneath my eyeball, which is a good thing. And it also blends over the skin very nicely. And it actually makes it look a little bit brighter beneath there, which is very surprising to me, but I like it. I'm just using the very pale nude shade as a natural highlighter now. And it also works, and I'm actually quite wondering, could I have used this as a under eye setting powder? Because I sort of expected it to be a bit grainy. But it's so soft. Now, I feel like the very pale contour shade actually does do it for me. Which is good because I really don't want to use the darker one because my face is already darker than my body at this point and I don't want to make that worse. So I'm really only focusing my contour on my cheekbones, just blending it upwards a little, but I'm not going to put it on my forehead specifically. And I'm also not grabbing extra product to do my jawline because again I don't want to make my face match my body even less. Okay, so that's that. Actually, I think this shade over here could be used as a bronzer, but, well, I mean, obviously I don't think I should risk that. Not now. So I'm going to immediately move on to blush. This is also by Beige Cosmetics, also new, or at least new to me. It's a Mrs. Bella Peachy palette. I'm going to use this blush because it's very nice and sort of more the orangey shade of peach. I bought it because I didn't really have a lot of peachy shade blushes yet, or at least not ones that are not like 10 years old. So I figured this might be a good purchase to make. I actually don't know who Mrs. Bella is, I should look it up. Sorry. But anyway, the shades look very nice. Okay, when am I ever gonna learn that as a ghost I should not actually apply 10 buckets of blush? Not today apparently, I'm wearing a lot of blush, let's just ignore that. Anyway, the highlighter I'm using is actually the greenish highlight shade from the eyeshadow palette. I forgot to mention it earlier, but I actually like it. I mean, it's not the most wearable shade. I wouldn't do it for the nude look, but if it fits your, like, the vibe you have going on, I do think it's actually very wearable as a below the brow highlighter. But I actually like it even more on the skin. It blends out beautifully, and it's also, I don't know, like it looks a little bit more even wearable, more wearable on the cheekbones. I don't know, I just like how like soft and glowy it looks. Not chunky at all. So yeah, this is gonna go on there. Now we're up a little bit closer again because I'm going to finish the eyeballs now. First I'm just going to go back to the makeup palette, the eyeshadow palette I mean. And the dark purple shade on the edge of the eyeshadow brush. And I'm just pulling that right below my lower lashes. Quite far inwards. And I'm not actually going to, I need to look into another direction because otherwise I'm making wrinkles. But yeah, I'm not blending this out too far. See, this is why I have two mirrors here. And then I'm going to go into the black shade very carefully with the same brush and just only apply that on the outer corner and sort of blending that inward so you get a bit of a gradient in there. And again, nothing too dramatic, nothing too dark. A little bit more purple. Yeah. Just so it looks nice and complete. Yep. And then I'm going to go in with, well, the same brush, but the more fluffy side of the brush. And the green highlighter. And just grab a whole bunch of it, basically. And just toss it in the inner corner. Because I like a good highlight. And then the eyeshadow is done. I just decided to make my life difficult with eyeliner. Yeah. This vaguely reminds me of 70s wallpaper for some reason. But anyway, I'm going to carefully, very carefully outline the sort of loop thingy. And I'm using an eyeliner pen for that just because it gives me a lot more control. I say, while the eyeliner pen decided to release 10 gallons of eyeliner I mean on me. My eyeliner just totally screwed me over. Anyway, I'm just going to work with what I have now and just make a thick hoop at the outer corner here. Like so. And then a very thin line and create a bit of a wing. And then also a line. Just across here, across the lashes. And then we have a weird funky eyeliner. Whether or not I just totally like fixed up this eye with like eyeshadow remover and eyeliner brushes because I was really annoyed by the mess up of the eyeliner. Yes, I totally did that. But yeah, we're back. It now actually looks how I intended it to look. And we're continuing this adventure of an eyeshadow look with a black liner on the waterline. At this point I literally spent so long on the eyeshadow that I just really don't want to cover any part of it with eyelashes. So I'm only applying a bit of mascara both on the top and on the bottom, and then we're just going to, well, I'm just going to do a lip shade and then we're completely done, finally. And here we have the final results. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please click the like button. It would really help me out. And if you want to see more of my tutorials, about half the time I actually know what I'm doing, then you can always subscribe to my channel. I actually quite like how this look turned out. It is out there. It is a lot less wearable than I anticipated. And it vaguely reminds me of butterflies now too, with the whole shape in it. I don't know. Like, I like it anyway. Like, it is true Halloween glam in my opinion. It looks a bit strange and creepy somehow. Yeah. Anyway, my final thoughts on Beige Cosmetics, by the way. I like the palette. It's very, very good. Especially for the price. Like, you know, you gotta build it up a little bit more than more expensive palettes, but it is a lot more affordable, so it's a lot easier for people, I guess, to buy and play with, which is good, because, you know, that's the entire process of makeup, just playing around with it until you, like, get the hang of it, and just hopefully end up with a wearable-ish look. Yeah. So I really like it. I also actually really like the contour palette. It was so soft, so creamy, so, like, you know, like finely milled powder. It's so good. Like, it's really surprisingly good. The only thing that I always find it a bit of a bummer that you can't buy the shades separately, because I'm going to toss this one in my makeup kit and I'm really going to enjoy using it on other people. But for myself, I would love to have that very pale one, the pale shade, the pale contour shade, as a separate thing, because that's really the one that I would enjoy using way more often, because I think it looks very, very natural and beautiful. So there's that, but the quality is really, really good. And the blush as well, I like that a lot too. So all in all, I'm happy with Beige Cosmetics and I might actually buy more of their stuff now. Yeah, so that's good. And that's basically my end conclusion of this entire video. If you want to know exactly what products I used, I'll list them below in the description as always. Yeah, for now as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope to see you next time. Bye!